Hello my little geese, welcome back to my channel. This is Shamily. We're on day 24 of my 30-day challenge, and I will apologize in advance for my low energy and my half-working brain cells. I have so much to tell you. So we're on day 24 of the 30-day challenge. As the name implies, we have 30 days IRL to create an island. Time traveling is allowed. This is a challenge by Froggy Crossing. We cannot use online services. And on top of that, I really want to recreate Felmenora, my first forever island, with the theme I had when I was starting to do videos, but my current skills and villagers I actually enjoy to have on my island, or actually no, that fits the theme. So those are our cuties. We have Eric, who is working by the lake. We have Chèvre, who has a little library outdoors. We have Winnie, who is living with Bunny, and they both tend a farm together. Bo has kind of a lavender/grape farm. Walker is not supposed to be a forever, so he has nothing yet. Diana is near the spa. Marshall doesn't have yet something. Melba has a little home by the river and not really enough decorated, but good enough for this challenge. And Deirdre has, like Chèvre, a little outdoorsy library. And then we have also placed the museum, the Ables, and the Nooks Crannies together. So today, the long-awaiting goal of today, or at least by myself, is to place the campsite. The bridge is removed. We have now cleaned up this area, so this is all ready for the campsite. But before we jump into those fun tasks, we have other fun tasks to do, which are my dailies. So let's not waste any more time and let's jump into the dailies. So I haven't been sleeping very well. I am stressed. I wake up at like 5 a.m. to start editing my videos, and then I go to work, and then I finish work, I'm recording videos, and then I'm editing until past midnight. So honestly, I'm on my knees. This challenge, I'm giving you my best of the best so that you can enjoy a good quality, but I'm on my knees. And today was such a weird day, because today at 6 a.m. I wake up and I see that something has fell into the pool, and that I had to, run with my mom, and we had to like retrieve it from the pool, but it was like really hard physically to get it. And then during my work day, so I'm home working. I'm lucky to be home working, but so I was home working, and then at one point I go grab my lunch, and then I go downstairs and I see that because of the wind, all the chairs that are in my garden, like the chairs and everything to get meal outside, I would say, they all flew into the pool, and it's pouring outside. I don't know why, but in Belgium we had such a really bad weather lately. Like it's really bad. We have storms, we have winds, we have rain, so it's really bad. And so I saw those chairs in the pool sinking, so I had to go and grab them without trying to be all wet and everything. I ended up all wet, of course, and I had to go and shower because I was like literally frozen, and I was like shaking my teeth, no, like that, because of the cold. So yeah, it's been a very very hard day, plus I'm tired with this work. I honestly 100% would be happier if I could just edit my video all day long instead of having to work. Oh my gosh, but I know dreams, right? If we could all live from our passions. But yeah, so I must admit that today was hard, and then I started recording my video. Luckily I did not go far, but I had to restart multiple times because I realized I forgot to press record. And then I realized, and I don't know why I was not pressing it right away, and I forgot again. Oh my gosh, I was really literally brain dead. That's enough rant, back to my dailies. Excuse me, miss? Excuse me, miss? What is this? Okay, let's ignore her if we move to tomorrow, and we probably will, since because of the build need. Maybe, finger crossed, it's gonna go to Walker. I don't want to be mean to Walker though, cause listen, he's a great guy, he's a great cutie, but I would 100% prefer having like a more fitted villager for my island. I swear I try to lead my ways to Eric because I always forget him since he lives all over there. Oh look, he's enjoying his life, rocking with a little ice cream, smelling flowers. Oh Eric, you're just amazing. Honestly, I love every villagers, even the one I am not a big fan of. I love it. Like, they all are so precious, and Animal Crossing is just so cute. It's the ultimate cozy game, and no matter what, I try to play other games, you know, but I always end up coming back to Animal Crossing, and I always come back to those cozy vibes. Oh, is that Wilbur? Hello? Will you get me a cutie on my next hunt? 'Cause I can pay you for another coffee if you need. Look at me, I'm rich. Not me trying to bribe those agents. Bottoms up. Yoop. Hopefully that is gonna wake you, because IRL cannot drink coffee, it makes me sleepy. And you know what? I've been talking to people and they tell me, yeah, it also makes me sleepy. Why are you drinking coffee if it makes you sleepy then? I do not understand. I'm baby and I like my hot chocolate. Alrighty, friends. I have cleaned up this area. Hopefully that's enough. So let's go and I'll meet you in voiceover mode and speedball. So I decided to start working on my campsite area, or at least the river mouth, because the campsite will be decorated kind of tomorrow. But what I wanted to do is a crazy idea. I was not sure if it was gonna work or not, but if you don't know, it was a few years ago that trend of doing a moon pond everywhere on your islands. So I decided to do a moon island tutorial and put it on my channel. It's one of my most viewed videos, so if you want to see it, I would link it in the right corner, how to do a moon island on your island. And so I was inspired by that idea. This is a build I wanted to take with me, but not in this exact shape. And I've seen a few times on islands people doing like heart waterfalls or shaped waterfalls. Even my friend Crimson did a skeleton skulls shaped waterfall. And I was like, I don't see why then I could not be able to do a moon waterfall. And that's exactly what I proceeded to do, a moon waterfall. So what I did here is, first I went ahead and traced the moon shaped. If you don't know the dimension of a moon shaped, I would strongly advise to check my other video. But basically it's like a question of like 5 tiles wide and 5 tiles height, and then you have to tweak it a bit. I'll put the dimension on the screen with exactly everything so you can reproduce. But that was a bit just to know where I was gonna place the moon, because after that I had to put everything on a cliff, of course, since it was a waterfall. So we had to do this, and honestly it was a very complicated process, so hang with me, bear with me, it is a bit hard to do. So I would consider this an advanced tutorial, but so also worth it. And then of course I am also placing the cliff as a bit larger than the moon shape, because you gotta be able to waterscape, and as you know, the waterscaping is always a bit tricky on a cliff because you have to have enough space on every side of the cliff. So yeah, be prepared to have a larger canvas. To do it again, I would even like terraform my cliff, like completely big cliff up front, and then I would go ahead and trace the moon shape, because that was just to position myself, but honestly that was really not necessary as the first step of the build. The first step is really to have a huge cliff. Now it is depending also on the size of your moon pond or moon waterfall, but for me I really wanted to have something a bit larger, a bit more consequent, because I wanted to have a grand river mouth. This is something I was hesitant at one point. I was not feeling it and I was like, shall I just destroy and start with a classical Chamonix river mouth, which is just like a cliff and a double waterfall and something about more classical. But bear with me, because I swear it is so gonna be worth it. Once it is decorated, it is wonderful, and then you'll have a cool little feature on your island. So 100% would recommend to do it. Now that I have my cliff that is laid out, I am placing again my moon shape. So you can see I have 3 holes at the bottom, and then I extended each on one on the side, and then it's 5 rows, like 5 holes height, and then you extend it again like on the side. So it's really like you're just doing a C shape, but if you want to have the exact measurements, here's the time to get them, because I'm rather slow. If this video is still going too fast, you can go ahead in the settings in the bottom of the video. I think there is a little wheel, and there you have the settings, and you can slow down the video to, I don't know, maybe 0.5 or something, 0.25. If you want to be like at real-time speed, it's like 0.25. But yeah, so you can have like the video going a bit slower for yourself and being able to follow. And then I realized I did not prepare enough rows to extend the cliff, so I extended a bit and I started waterscaping. Of course, this was the moment Bo decided to be fishing, because I don't know, they always have to be in my legs. This is something like, it drives me nuts. And then of course, as you have to progress, you have to erase your holes, otherwise you're not gonna be able to work with it. So I strongly advise you to be able to remember more or less the shape that you created. And that is why it's also a more difficult tutorial. So maybe exercise yourself with the moon island before you do the moon waterfall. That is maybe a good exercise, so you have more or less the feeling of the shape of the moon on your island, like, you know, to get used to it. And so since it's a waterfall, I decided to place the cliff that is filling the center of the moon. I was not too sure how I wanted this cliff to go and be about, if the cliff was supposed to be a moon shape but a bit larger or not. But in the end, I think it was the easiest for me. So I just filled the center, but I will fill the rest afterwards. There will be a lot of tweaking afterwards, don't you worry. And then I am now filling all my holes with water, and I am trying to be careful with my rounded corner, because you don't want your moon to be 100% squarish. And honestly, I am not going into full details mode here because I have the feeling of the moon. So that is why I'm again telling you to watch that tutorial if this is too complicated for you or not. Because I have the feeling, and I explained there in detail how you should work your moon shape. But here I have the feeling, so I'm just like rounding my corner as I go. And then I am extending my cliff so I can start the waterfall, because it's a moon waterfall, not just a moon river that is on a little island. And what I wanted to do is also go a lot and check on the map if it is starting and looking as a moon. So I'm doing it a lot of time. I'm double checking my map a lot of time. I show you a bunch, but in real life it's way more than that. So I think it's very important to double check that you're always going in the right direction. compared to like a heart-shaped waterfall. This shape is a bit too complex, so you won't be able to have a full view without the map that it's a moon waterfall. That is a bit the downside of it, and that is why I was at one point hesitant, and I was wondering if I should delete completely that island, like that ID, or and just go for something traditional or not. But in the end, I think it was so beautiful with all the vegetables, no, not at all vegetables, with the trees and bushes, what am I saying, that I decided to keep it. And then I did some tweaks on here, and I decided I wanted to finish that waterscaping, but of course Bo and Marshall were like having the conversation of their life. They didn't want to stop, so it was a bit annoying. And then I had to extend a bit the bottom and tweak it a bit so that my shape was 100% to my liking. As you could see earlier, I did not place holes again on my cliff, but you can totally do that if you're a bit lost and you need the holes to guide you, but I did not put them again because I knew where I was going. And then now I'm doing some tweakings because I thought that on the map it was just a bit looking weirdish, like there was way to improve it, and especially that weird cliff in the middle, it was a huge block. So now I'm being a sculptor again, and I'm like digging into the cliff, making a beautiful shape. I didn't want to have too much of cliff behind my moon shape, but that is like, now it's tweaking up to your liking, you know, there is no rules. That is how I decided to go with my interpretation of the moon shape. And yeah, I tweaked also, you know, the little ends, so it was like a bit curvier and everything. And then that is totally off the moon waterfall. That is just my build, but I decided that I wanted to connect those two cliffs together and have a long cliff. So I'm just showing you the beginning, but then I will skip it because I'm again filling a cliff completely. And then I'm gonna be into sculpture mode again, and I'm gonna be carving into the cliff to make it like with a more natural and shape that is more to my liking. So this part is totally optional, and you can do whatever you feel like. And then here I was watching the cliff from the front, and I felt like it was a bit weirdish. So then I traced my camping, because at first I really wanted to place my camping over there, and I realized it was a bit too close to the beach and no way to go through. So I tweaked again my cliff so that the camping was leaving some spots to be able to walk. I removed the tracing, and I didn't need to trace again because I knew this was where the campsite was going, and I use also the imagination feature a lot. And now I can just like do that final touch up on the cliff. And then after that I will be just adding, you know, my path to lead to the campsite, and then tons of nature like the trees, bushes, a lot of glowing moss, a lot of sugar canes as well. I think they are very beautiful and they go well into this kind of environment and nature. A lot of flowers that will grow, so I'm leaving room so they can spread. And then what am I also adding? Yeah, a lot of vine. I have some vines from my cabin, tours and islands, so I'm saving them for my cliff. You know, if you know my style a bit, you know that I'm placing a lot of vines always everywhere, but here it was even more important to have that feeling like it's fully natural, grown up, lush and whatever. For the sake of this video and not too much headache with the nature placement, I left it into speed build mode. I think it was a bit easier for you to watch this way, so let me know in the comments if you prefer this way or the other way when I cut everything, but I think this time was a bit easier. And then on the transition cliff, I would say I just placed thousands of trees, did not do much more. Nobody will go there anyway. So that's kind of it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will meet you back in non-speed build mode. tomorrow you'll see the final reveal. Hope it's gonna be enough to keep you hungry. I hope you're on your toes for this, because honestly I'm not hating it. I was earlier, but now that I'm seeing it, it's totally natural, and I think we can rock this moon waterfall. So high five, because I got scared for a hot minute out there. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you had a great time. I hope you found this interesting. Don't forget to put a thumbs up to this video so other people can find this challenge, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you will see all the other days and the final reveal. So thank you so much, have a good day, and take care. Bye bye bye.